Old Natty here. Digging back into the Steel Tip collection by Dr. Ken and some of his wisdom. Um, I noticed there seemed to be kind of an uptick in some videos on YouTube about bulking, dirty bulking, building muscle. So I thought this would be kind of an interesting thing to look at. Um, of course, everything I offer is for the natty trainee. So we're looking at specifically steps Dr. Ken generally took with himself and his clients. They had the goal of wanting to build muscle tissue. Um, but an important point is style of training, rest, and recovery. Um, if you're running a split routine and you're natural and you're overtraining, um, that's going to be another side of it, another piece that potentially can hold you back. Um, but I just want to start out by reading directly uh, from the article. Of course, one does not want to eat too many calories over and above that needed for body weight maintenance because the human organism can only accommodate a limited, though indefinite, gain in functional muscle mass in a given period of time. Thus, one needs to provide calories which supply all those nutritional factors necessary for good health and body repair. This can be done despite the protestations of the food supplement industry. From easily available, reasonably priced foodstuff commonly found in any American supermarket or produce stand. So basically, much like myself and much like most anybody who's got this game for a while, supplements are bullshit, total waste of your money. You can do everything you need with quality food, but it takes proper training and it takes time. Everyone wants it overnight. Everyone wants it too fast because you look at the muscle comics and you see all the dudes that are making this happen by cheating with steroids and getting it overnight, and you think that's the way it should be done. And it's about proper training, proper nutrition. So anyway, he goes into the steps that he normally takes with an athlete. And I think this is something interesting to look at and a recommendation because, again, like I said on YouTube, there's a lot of talk about bulking, dirty bulk, can you build muscle and lose fat, blah, blah, blah. So he takes an interesting approach. Athlete comes in, determine their maintenance level, and then for a 4-week period, he's going to actually drop them 5 to 10% below maintenance. And start training at his very brief, infrequent, high intensity style. And that's why I wanted to mention training. That's a big part of this equation, especially when you're dealing with a natty athlete. If you overtrain, if you're not recovering, you're not going to see the results. He says generally in that 4-week period, they'll see a reduction in body fat, and that's what they're after, and actually a gain in muscle mass. So he's getting them a little lean while building muscle. So that's the idea about can you build muscle and lose fat. But it's for 4 weeks. Then he puts them in a 5 to 20% surplus. And they continue with their training, and they start to incorporate aerobic work also. Now, my recommendation would be, especially for someone who is trying to build muscle and still be lean, walk into it slowly. Do that 4 week reduce cycle, and then when you start to increase your calories, don't even jump to the 20%. Bring it up to like just 5%. Go for about a week. See where you're at. Plus, you added in, if you add in aerobics, that's how many aerobic sessions and how long are they. Those are all things you can play with. Gradually walk it up and monitor body fat. Um, so, back to the idea of bulking. Um, and if you're not super concerned about being lean, then you would not have to be that concerned about incrementally walking it up. You could just jump into 5, 10, 20%, and you probably wouldn't put on that much fat, especially when you're incorporating aerobics. But this idea of over the top fat gain is going to speed things up. It just doesn't work that way. You definitely can bulk some, and really the easiest way to do it, and we're assuming you have a solid, well balanced nutritional intake. That's a whole nother piece of this. Is slowly walk it up until basically you see your abs get a little soft, and then hold it there. As soon as you start to get a little soft, you're in a surplus. Anything more is just going to be harder work to get off and harder on your body. But the main reason I wanted to bring this up, it's kind of an interesting thing to basically go into a building cycle, to go into a bulk, if you will, with a deficit, with a period where you're actually striving to get lean. And I hadn't seen that before. And that might be something you want to look at and see if it works for you. If nothing else, you're starting at a lean place, and that puts you in a really good position to start slowly walking up intake, and you will be able to very closely monitor so you can minimize fat gain while maximizing whatever muscle you're going to put on. All right, old Natty, I'm out.